So many names of this, Mike. LeBronathon, LeBron James and the whole free agency in the NBA got absurd. We use a word you like to use. I'm sorry if I stole it.
Oh, that's okay.
We're going to talk about two things. The impact of it, then we'll talk another thing about how the media covered it in another video segment. But the NBA, the impact of LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh playing together for the Heat. What does this do for the NBA?
There was a time when I thought that LeBron James had a chance to be the best basketball player who ever lived because he brings a combination of skills and gifts that I think nobody else ever has. I think we can say now that's not going to happen. He's not going to be the best basketball player who ever lived because he thinks a little bit differently than these fanatically, I'm going to say, egomaniacal, competitive guys that are at the very. I'm talking about Jordan and those kind of people. He's not going to be that way. But here's an interesting thing about this. He went right from high school to the NBA, so he was never recruited. So this was maybe I'm going to be recruited. Okay, this was my chance to be recruited, and blue chip kids, I think, kind of look at that recruiting thing. If you go back to high school kids being recruited, two different ways. One, they'll say, well, this school's point guard is going to be a sophomore, so I'm a point guard, I'm not going to get to play. And then there's other kids who just say, that was my buddy, I loved playing with him in AAU, I'm going to go where he goes, and we're just going to stockpile talent. And that's what's happened here. That's what happened. I really think LeBron said, I like these guys, I like the idea of playing in Miami. I'm not thinking about my legacy, I'm not thinking about history, I'm thinking about let's go have fun and try to win the championship and play hoops with my friends.
You know, I'm watching him doing his press conference with Jim Gray and making his announcement, and his face just had this look like he looked like he was Kevin from the Wonder Years and he was going to go out with the good-looking girl when he knew he should have been with Winnie. You know, I should stay with Winnie.
I remember Winnie being pretty cute, but I know what you're saying,
he Starkey, just wasn't and I'm going with the girl that brought him. You know?
I'm intrigued by this theory. You kind of think that there was a sort of a social element of the way these guys interacted that sort of compelled LeBron to go.
Peer pressure. The two other guys that he is friends with had already said they were going there, but no pressure, LeBron. You do what you want to do. And he felt like, boy, I could go there and hang out with my guys. We have a chance to do something really crazy, and we can build something here.
Maybe they talked about it in almost like a fantasy way. Yeah. They got together and sort of informally thought, boy, that'd be unbelievable. You think, assuming that it wouldn't happen, and then all of a sudden, Pat Riley put some things together that allowed it to be a real possibility, and then LeBron had to say, well, okay, this guy's in and this guy's in. I guess I have to be in too. I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Pat Riley in this equation is like Willy Wonka.
No higher
even
praise.
With the hair anymore, he's getting sort of a Frank DeFord thing going there with that hair.
That's true, yeah.
But I'm looking at this like he didn't really want to do this. I just felt like his friends are there. Wouldn't this be cool? The cool guys are doing this. I'm going to go along with it.
And yet, it's not a bad decision, and it certainly changes the profile of the Miami Heat. We don't know how good they're going to be because we don't know who else is going to be on the team.
The question being posed: are they as good as the Lakers, the defending champion here? How can they be? There's no other people on the team right now. There's Mario Chalmers, and that's about it.
But they're a player in the NBA now, which they have not been the last couple of years.
Certainly are. One more thing I want to say about this: you talk about legacy. Michael Jordan would take a pay cut. He did. He didn't take max contracts when he was there. Yes, it was a different NBA structure with how they did their payments back then. But Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordans, like you said, these guys had this mentality. They wanted to win at all costs. Did not take as much money to bring in talent, as opposed to going with two of your friends to sort of start something new.
Well, I'm going to defend LeBron a little bit here. If he's absolutely going for maximum money, he stays in Cleveland.
But he could have taken a discount there and brought the talent. He was already there. I'm saying instead of going off and creating something new.
Right, but again, if you're just talking about dollars, Cleveland had the chance to offer him the most dollars.
The most dollars, but yeah. But I'm saying instead of starting something new with these guys, stay where you're at, bring in a little bit more talent, and you do it on your own instead of having to bring in two other superstars with you, creating something new as opposed to already where you're at.
I now think that no matter what he did, he would have been roundly criticized for it. And part of the reason is, and this will be in the next segment, is how he chose to do it.
Yeah.